Can't wait to see nobody. You'll be acting like you don't know nobody. Nobody can do nobody. You're the first one into nobody. Whoa. You ain't you, the old body. You ain't you, the cold body. Ain't no miles on this new body. With big eggs and chickens is nobody. I need a new body. Now I need some new bed. I brought Shacks and Duck. I must the shoe fix. Cookie game make me to go. Cookie game come with the throat. Puff, puff, pass. No, you do not want this. Chickens be sleeping on me, but be claiming they woke. But check on my body. They never look on my body out in Abu Dhabi. You see me shining ticked. I think my haters just really be wanting to kiss. They know my body, you sis. I gotta go put on a shirt now. Not a shirt, but I gotta go put on a hat. You ain't mess with me, you mess with the old body. You ain't mess with me, you mess with the cold body. Ain't no miles on this, your new body.
Of course they can't discover. You're stuck in the past.
Santana Rufin says, hey, can I be a moderator over here at Sugi's Chocolate Factory? When you jump in the chat, please make sure you like the video immediately and answer our poll. We always have a live chat option for our audience. So make sure you answer our poll question and leave a like, and I got you. That's not how you pronounce my name. How do you pronounce your name? I added you as a moderator. Not roofing, it's Ruffin? Okay. Hey, Catherine, welcome back to the show. Thanks for hitting that like button. We're changing our pants quick. It's a new chick. I just put my underwear on backwards. Hey Rufus, have you commented on our newest video? I added you as a moderator as well, Rufus. Or Rufin. Ruffin. The old Wolf with the heads and chickens is nobody's. I need a new body. Now I need some new bit. Eyebrow shots don't duck unless the shoe fits. Cookie game make me to go. Cookie game come with the throat. Puff puff pass. No, you do not want the smoke. Chickens be sleeping on me, but be cleaning it woke. Check up a check on my body. Then let him look on my body out in a Bugatti. You see me shining, you chick. I think my hair is just really. You want a kiss? They know about it. You sis? Bro, I have a LGBTQIA cousin. That's what's up. Congratulations on your LGBTQIA plus cousin. Ruthin, have you commented on our newest video, moderator? I just wanted to let you know we do not block or time out. Rufin, on each video, I do request that our moderators comment on our newest video. Could you comment on our most popular video on ChocolateSugi's? Comment on our most popular video, ChocolateSugi's. Thank you. I am the star in any room that I stand in. I am the standout. You just my stand in. These chickens copy my homework. That's what they hand in. That's why I'm present like it. Airports I land in. Life is a beach house. Don't let the sand in. A ball in any arena. Go let the fans in. I should go cop a New Jersey. That's word to Camden. These chickens time tick-tocking. Better stick to dancing. I D&G the wallet. My money tall and brolic. Big backyards just so Papa Bear could frolic. One margarita pizza with Parmesan and garlic. These chickens thirsty. I can see why they alcoholics. Ain't gotta ever talk about it when you are about it. Just bought a new car, not to drive it, but I walk around it. Just call me Nikki, just call me Sugi, cock the blicky, the Benaj silent. Brand new vanilla Maserati, I've been hiding, dodging. He called me solid even though I'm dripping water diet. Big booty sticking out my Daisy Dukes will cause a riot. These chickens steal my sons. Who could ever deny it? My packs hit different. Who could ever supply it? No one chick could be my op. That stuff offends me. There's corporate giants in the shade that run against me. I washed chickens, man, they couldn't even rinse me.
When I started Save Life Defense, it was all about bringing quality, affordable armor to
She said she had a single come and convince me.
Replying to 1,318 comments is one heck of a ride. Most people tell you to engage with your community.
Call you Junior? Okay, if I can remember, buddy.
That's not why I did it.
I usually just go by what your guys' username is.
People complaining about being stuck were actually doing the work. Or if they were just looking for a shortcut to 1 million subscribers. And after reading every single one of those comments and replying, I have an answer for you. If you're wondering why the channel isn't growing or if it's even worth starting today, this is the video for you. I found that almost every struggling creator is stuck in one of three traps. I've categorized this in a way that's probably going to hurt your feelings, but if you stay until the end, I'll show you the one comment, number 1147, that actually points to the exit. The most common
I need to find my sunscreen actually. Where is it? Here it is.
Not to me, but to themselves. When you see a comment
Because we really need to put on some sunscreen real bad.
it's just a hobby. But they are also the same people who ask why their CPR is stuck so low and why they aren't monetized yet. If you're like me, you probably thought that being authentic meant you didn't have to worry about the business side of YouTube. You think that because it's a hobby, you shouldn't have to study storytelling or editing. But the data shows a different story. I actually sat down with a spreadsheet and categorized this.
Putting the sunscreen on to our full face and neck, including the back of the neck.
And the math doesn't add up. 70% of you are telling me this is just a hobby and you're just doing it for the fun of it.
We really need to be putting this on
5% of those same
properly, but I'm gonna put this on much on for now because we're gonna be applying more. We're still in that house. We're gonna apply more before we get full sun exposure. Hey Liv, welcome back to the show. Gotta go out and get a job today. This is gonna help fade sun damage and hyperpigmentation. We are using an SPF 50. Hey Liv, please like this video and answer our chat. Did you like or dislike this video? That's our chat question. What's up, Liv?
You're telling yourself one thing to feel better, but your actions are moving in the opposite direction. You aren't just having fun. You want the results, but you're treating the work like it doesn't count. Stop using the hobby excuse to justify why you aren't disciplined. Admit you want the results so you can finally start creating content properly. The second thing I discovered is that most of you are following a map that's completely outdated. I saw hundreds of comments asking about tags, keywords, what's time of the day to post, description. If you're wondering if these things still matter, the answer is mostly no. The reality is that YouTube has moved away from relying on what you type into the box. It doesn't just care about what you say in videos about tags or description. It cares about what the viewer actually does once they click. Today, YouTube is definitely smart enough to transcribe your audio in real time.
What's up, Adriana? Long time no see. Adriana, I remember when you used to be the only viewer over here. Hey, OG crew, Adriana. Livio, could you please comment on our newest video at Sugi's comment on our newest video at ChocolateSugi's. Please comment on our newest video at ChocolateSugi's and leave a like for this video.
This is the one that really gets the word shoot. I have uploaded 50 videos. I should have more subscribers. I spent 30 hours editing this. It should have gone viral. If you have this mentality, your whole YouTube journey is going to be a nightmare. Because you think YouTube is a vending machine. You think it's instant effort. The machine is obligated to give you views. You and I know YouTube isn't a vending machine.
Dude,
it's a
I put my
garden.
short
You can
pants
do
on backwards
everything
twice.
right. You can walk
I think I
the
put my
plants,
pants on backwards
pull the
twice.
weeds,
1 second.
use the best soil, but you cannot force the sun to shine. You cannot demand rain to fall. Your job is to manage the environment, the quality, the value, the packaging.
They look
But the
backwards,
result is also
but they're
dependent on
not.
external factors like the weather, and you don't
Yes, they are
control the weather.
backwards.
When I read through those thousands of comments, I realized that most people feel like YouTube owes them something. Let me be the one to tell
Where
you.
am I
It
going?
doesn't.
I gotta go get a
Audience
job
doesn't
today, so
owe
I'm gonna go
you
do
a
some
living.
interviews.
The platform doesn't owe you a living. Once you accept that, you stop being a victim and you start being a creator.
What's up,
Now,
OG? How you been?
there are no guarantees.
My name is Joey. And
Okay, Foodies. We've got to do some applications. Please comment on our newest video where we're eating a strawberry honey bun over at Sugi's Chocolate Factory. And comment on our newest video at ChocolateSugi's when we are doing our viral shower routine. I love you for watching. We will be back live in just a moment. Make sure you like this video or dislike this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sugi's Chocolate Factory. What's up, Alexis? Long time no see. I just had to skip because you were changing out in front of the camera. But you guys, I have undies on. I have undies on. I have undies on, B. Be so for real. Can I have a moderator again? Absolutely. I gotta see how cold it is outside. 1 second, because I'm nervous, because I have shorts on. Is it bad? No, it feels really nice out here. But I'm still gonna wear a jacket. Yep, that's how we're gonna do this. add moderator again? Absolutely. You should get braids again. Okay. You think I look good in braids? Deal. Dealio. I made you a moderator, Alexis.
And it's this hard. Is it even worth studying?
I feel like I just forgot something and I can't remember what it was just now. Oh yeah, my jacket.
No. Why? Because you're only doing it for the subscribers. And if that's your only
Thank you for commenting on our newest video, Liv.
Before you even hit 1,000 subscribers. I've uploaded hundreds of videos. I've had
Liv, I'm actually gonna make you lead moderator over here. Comment, Liv, comment 5 times on our newest video at Sugi's Chocolate Factory, and I will make you lead moderator over here. Because you always comment back. You always leave a comment.
Your time is much better spent elsewhere. But if you want to make YouTube worth it, I have a solution for you. Instead of complaining about the algorithm,
It's 2026 and you can save 40% off creator plans. Yes, 40% off. So you can...
You guys, I just realized I just opened the door for my Hooters Postmate. That's a Hooters girl. She's like, oh my crap. Like, I literally look like a crackhead right now, wearing a fucking Hooters girl.
Foodies, have you liked this video? I don't know when I'm going to buy the membership.
That's a fun like shirt today. Sorry, I don't have
We have 2 tiers for our membership. We have $2.99 and $3.99.
Once, probably my whole life, so I haven't tried any of this food. I'm so excited to dig into it. I'm hungry too. When is the bitch not hungry? This is what a Hooters girl look like if she actually eats the food at Hooters. No, I'm just kidding. No skinny shaming. Oh my god, there's so much food, you guys. I don't even know what this is.
Which membership were you looking at? Which one were you interested in, Andrea?
So I've never had wings. So this is like one. I just got like a bunch, like I don't even know, a bunch of chicken, and like appetizers. These are the fries. They got a lot of fries too. Mmm. Oh, that's good. There's a lot of fries now. Sorry. There's a lot of fries. I got like all the fry options. I'm fixing mine. Okay, this is.
you need to look at your channel like how an engineer looks at a machine. You need to find where the
Oh, you're gonna buy one for $12.99. That's what's up.
You cannot
Welcome back,
Phase
Rufin. Did you comment on our newest video?
CTR. If your CTR is, say, 2%, your video is invisible. It doesn't matter how good the content is. You have a packaging problem. Phase 2, the average view duration. If people click and leave in 10 seconds, you have a pacing problem. Something about the start or stop. Reinvent and try something different. Phase 3, the satisfaction. If people watch the whole video but never come back, you have a value and relevancy problem. You aren't building a relationship. Most of you are in the comments talking about the
Bro,
brand,
yeah,
which is phase
Santana.
4.
Which video did you check out? I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna see what video you guys were commenting on.
Comment number 1,147 earlier. So after 1,146 people complained, asked for secrets or blamed the system, this one person said, anything of true value must be developed and cultivated. Nothing comes easy. Just focus on publishing your content.
I see your comment, Santana, one more time and I will crash out. I can tell, Santana, you are not sewn too tight.
Really expect much in terms of views. And then from time to time, 1 or 2 videos will get that 10,000 views treatment. At least that's what's happened to me. So you never know. Just because you do bad today or the last 50 videos, it doesn't mean video number 51 is going to flop as well. So if you're stuck in the fog and you don't know which phase you're in, then you're most likely just guessing. And you know what? Guessing is an expensive way to spend your time. I've started auditing YouTube channel because I realized people don't need more tips. What they really need is someone to look at their channel, give it an honest audit, and point out the parts that they can improve. No sugarcoating, no you're doing things right, just keep creating nonsense. But actual explanation why things aren't working for your channel and what you need to do next. Not laying all the steps for you, but just the next step to get enough understanding first and see growth. If you want me to help you out with a YouTube channel
Adriana,
audit,
when were you
check out
gonna
the link
check
in the
out our
description.
membership?
If you don't need an audit, try and do this. Go look at your own comments. Don't look for praise.
When
Look
were you
for the
gonna check
patterns
out
of
our
why you
membership?
aren't providing enough value yet. Once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. That's all for me in this one. If you want to learn more about my experience and what I discovered on YouTube, be sure to check out this video over here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
You don't know when your dad said next week, though? Oh, your dad said this week.
For those with depression not getting enough relief from their antidepressant, adding Caplyta can help you let in the light, providing greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant.
If you only care about views, you should build your YouTube channel very differently than most people are telling you to. And before anyone gets uncomfortable, I'm not judging you for that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that wanting views is shallow or ego-driven, or that you need to heal your relationship with numbers before you're allowed to upload videos. Some of you just want people to click. You want traffic, you want momentum, you want to feel like the thing you're doing is actually moving. That is not evil.
Adriana posted on our community page, rest in peace, my granny. She took a hit by a bazooka. When I think about it, every time the Luka kaboom, bow, kaboom, it was my room every time I hit a Luka. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma. Hey Nola, Nanala, please hit that like button and check out our in-chat question. Did you like or dislike? And did you cash out our signed chocolate Sugi?
Not yet. And I don't mean that in a motivational poster way. I mean that in a literal platform reality way. The viewer does not wake up thinking about you. They wake up thinking about themselves. They're confused, curious, maybe a little scared, and they just want to fix something. If your channel is built around you, views will always be harder than they need to be. So let's talk about the part everyone
That's a song, look up Granny Bazooka. No, I just found out that's a song yesterday because you guys kept coming in the chat saying that, and I legitimately took you seriously.
Not a slight detail, not something you get better at over time. This is the work. Your title does not exist to accurately
Y'all kept coming in the
describe
chat
your
saying
video.
that.
I know that sentence alone annoys a lot of people, but accuracy does not drive clicks. Curiosity does. That has always been the case since day one. Your title exists to interrupt someone who is mid-scrolling. They didn't ask for your video, they weren't looking for it, they don't owe you their attention. So when I see titles like why I decided to start YouTube in 2026, that's not a bad video, it's just a bad title. If views are the goal, sure, it works if you are a somebody or your following is big enough. If you're not, then the only person that title is interesting to is you. If someone doesn't know who you are, your motivation story is irrelevant. This might sound harsh, but if you want views, then that's the truth. High-click titles are not about explanation, they're about implication. They suggest something without giving it away. They make the viewer
Rufin says,
think,
do you watch
wait,
baddies? You know
does
what? I
that
can tell
mean?
you
And
watch
why are you
baddies.
doing this
You're about
wrong?
to turn
Is
up and
this
fight
about
me.
If your title doesn't create any internal reaction, it's already dead. Don't make it so that you are
Hey,
the only
Foodies.
person reacting. The same thing with
Nonchalant.
thumbnails. A thumbnail is not a visual
We
summary
are
of the
studying
video.
right
It's
now.
not
Gotta get a
place to be
job.
neat.
Gotta get a
It's
job.
not a place to add context. It's literally a billboard. You only have one idea, one emotion, one moment. Just like those billboards you see on the road that sticks in your mind. If I need to squint, read, decode, or process, I'm gone. Sayonara. The problem is a lot of creators lie to themselves. They say my content is good. People just don't give it a chance. No, people did give it a chance. They saw the thumbnail, they saw the title, and they chose something else. That is the chance. The algorithm didn't betray you. The audience voted and the algorithm decided. You're not gonna like to hear this, but YouTube is more democratic than you think. By the way, I help small YouTube channels do a comprehensive review of their channels as well. If you ever need help in getting your channel reviewed and growing the channel, feel free to reach out. More details in the description below.
Who did what? Who
But
did what, chat?
beware, I am brutally honest. Now let's talk about the video itself. If views are the goal, your video cannot be centered around your story unless your story.
Oh, he deleted
mirrors
his
the
own
viewer's
chat, by the
problem.
way.
There's a huge difference. Talking about your experience is fine as long as the viewer can see themselves inside it. The moment your video becomes a recap of what you did, what you learned, how you felt, without anchoring it to them, retention is the first to drop. Because the viewer isn't there to watch your memories. They're there to did what you learned, how you felt, without anchoring it to them. Retention is the first to drop. Because the viewer isn't there to watch your memories. They're there to solve their own internal tension. It sounds selfish, but we have to accept that. When big videos work, it's rarely because the creator is exceptional. It's because the viewer feels exposed. They feel seen and heard. That doesn't start with storytelling. That starts with positioning. And no amount of jump cuts, sound effects, or B-roll fixes relevance. We all know retention is important to get more pushers on YouTube, which in return gives us more views. But retention isn't editing, it's alignment. A minimal edited video can have just as high retention if alignment is perfect. Now let's address trends. Yes, trends. I know some of you immediately roll your eyes at that word because following trends feel shallow, they feel unoriginal, they feel like you're chasing instead of leading. But trends signal there is a demand. Trends is simply proof that people already want to watch something like this. Ignoring that doesn't make you principled, it doesn't make you special just because you don't follow the Joneses. It just makes you harder to discover. You don't
Did I see your comment? Yes, I see your comment on our community post.
You don't get rewarded.
I'm checking it out right now. I did see that you did comment.
If views are the priority, you pay attention to what's already working, even if you disagree or it feels repetitive. I'm not asking you to
I'm checking out your comment. I'm gonna see if I can check it out over here.
copy exactly. I'm asking you to understand what people are responding to. Things like what question keeps coming up, what frustration keeps repeating, what format keeps pulling attention. Then you add your angle inside that. That's not selling out, something a lot of viewers like to say. That's actually understanding distribution. Because most creators don't
It's on this
get
channel, the
views,
first
not
one?
because
Okay.
they're bad, but because they're stubborn.
If you have a gun for self-defense, you need...
Go look at your profile? Okay, I'm gonna check you guys out.
Hear this to avoid making a mistake that could land you in jail.
This is real, this is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Gonna let the light shine on me. This is real, this is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Gonna let the light shine on me. This is real, this is
Okay, I'm checking out the comments made by Adriana on our posts. You know what? I can't see it until after this stream. I can only check out what you guys post on my phone for some reason. Hey Adriana, Santana, we're making a cookbook. What food should we put in our cookbook? What recipes do you think? What's your favorite anime? Mine is Gojo. Mine is Angel Beats or Rosario versus Vampire. Does Naruto count as anime? Gotta get these applications in, guys. So I will be chatting with you periodically, but I'm definitely paying attention to the chat.
When I started my record label, the business side of things,
taxes,
Broccoli,
finances,
rice,
definitely
and
felt
pork
like
chop.
adulting. But just because you start your own thing
Y'all, that
doesn't mean
sounds
you have to figure
delicious.
it out on your own.
I like
It's
hot
been
sauce on my
amazing to
pork
have a
chop.
TurboTax expert to bounce ideas off. Even if I'm in the studio alone at night.
I have been waiting 2 years to make this video for you because, oh boy, do I have something for you. I'm going to show you something from a YouTube creator named Ryan Trahan that is often touted as being one of the most authentic creators on this platform. Well, watch this.
So let's go inside and make ourselves at home.
Let's do it.
Go. I can't be the only one who has had this thought before. The camera had to be present in the room to capture that reaction. And that isn't the only thing that's going on here. What's going on here goes far deeper and speaks to a technique that can absolutely transform your content. It's way simpler than you think. In fact, the results from this are so huge that for the second time ever, we're going outside to film. No. Here we talk about people who are so magnetic who just seem to exude charisma. Or we talk about videos that seem to feel so real and raw. And we often follow it up with, well, they're just like that. The premise here is that while for some people it may be more of an innate capability, for most people it can be acquired. And I call it engineered authenticity. And it's the answer as to why some creators are able to just talk in front of a camera and get millions of views. Or someone's able to upload a really relatively raw piece of content and have it perform exceptionally well. It's absolutely a shortcut to making your videos dramatically more engaging. So what is engineered authenticity and how exactly can you do it? I wanted to write down this equation for you, but I can't find my whiteboard. It's somewhere around here. So here's the equation. Reality plus performance equals engineered authenticity. So what is the reality part? It's the humanity, the emotion, the communication, the personality, the real lived experiences, or the events as they actually happen as you're making a piece of content. Performance
Santana says I'm going to play Roblox for a little bit. Be right back. Can't you play Roblox and watch the show? Roblox doesn't let you watch YouTube. Roblox needs to get with it. I love you for watching. Please share this video. I want to make sure our moderators are hitting the share button.
And another example from that same creator, Ryan Trahan, I present to you walking into a new location and reacting to it.
I think we should go inside. I'm excited. It's huge.
So let's break this down using this engineered authenticity equation. The performance was a grabbing the camera and filming it. In fact, people have enjoyed making fun of this. There was a post recently on Reddit called Ryan at Every Airbnb, where they say Ryan walks inside to set up a camera.
It pauses YouTube. That's mad corny.
Pretending to see the Airbnb for the first time. Oh, look how amazing this is. So back to our equation.
You play League of Legends?
No, the overall visiting of that Airbnb is the first time that they are experiencing it. And we don't necessarily know if that's actually the first time seeing it or not. Someone else placed the camera inside, or if Ryan covered his eyes, placed the camera, then walked out, and then uncovered his eyes to experience it for the first time. We're going to talk more of the nuances of this here in a moment as I talk about a couple of the pitfalls that I will see creators fall into as they're attempting to do this. But first, let's walk through rapid fire what this looks like in action so you can begin to apply this engineering of your own authenticity. Reality. You sneeze while you're recording a video.
Always weird, did something happen?
Performance is you react to it and maybe play it up just a little bit. So how engineered authenticity was applied? The humanness of sneezing, which nearly every human does sneeze, was actually kept. The footage was kept in. Next, you tend to waffle on and say too much when you explain something you're excited about. Performance would be as you're editing the video, do a chipmunk speed, fast forward of that.
What's up, security services? And I don't. Long time no see. You know, I was just thinking about you. Remember when we met and you told me not to film on the iPad? Do you remember that?
Financial spreadsheets.
You changed everything for me. Thank you.
For the videos, for the audience to find. They become like a look and find type of experience. It becomes an ongoing tradition with your audience. But because you know you're making a video for this, you start adding in little performative elements. So the engineered authenticity here is an extra layer of interest was added, and it becomes a tradition with your audience. Let's say you get sick of playing a certain portion of a game that you're doing a playthrough of. Maybe it's too much grind or it's too repetitive. What if you performed it up a little bit by saying every time you're riding your steed and you pass a certain model, 3D model of a tree, you add a tally mark to a big whiteboard behind you. And you turn it into a game with you and the audience, so when you get to 1,000 of that same 3D model of a tree that you saw in this really boring part of the video game, I'm not speaking from experience, the engineered authenticity result here is something new and performative was made.
He says, yeet. I do remember that. You were. I remember it was the way you did it. By the way, security services. How old are you? Because it was the way you told me. You were like, you should have a chat. I'm pointing for the live audience, but for my playback family, I always keep a live chat question. Our question for the day is, did you like or dislike? I know that's very boring, but I kind of just popped it in there quick. But he told me, hey, you should have a chat up. You should use your phone instead of your iPad because the iPad looks bad. Then I went back and I looked at the footage. The filming on the iPad looked terrible. I couldn't believe it. And I figured it out since. I was just tilting the iPad the wrong direction. It's kind of that simple, but I was much newer to live streams. Even a couple months ago, you learn a lot. There's a lot more hours built in from here than 2 months ago, comparing from 2 months ago. It's an honor having you as a foodie. Please comment on our newest upload. We're gonna get we're gonna be monetized over here in no time, thanks to you foodies.
Because what Blink does, I want you to try it out after this, is it will take all of your raw footage. I will often have like an hour's worth of raw footage, and it will auto cut repetitions. It will pick the best take, and then with single clicks, you can edit your video, enhance it, enhance the audio, as well as add zooms or remove zooms, and remove padding between awkward pauses.
With business essentials, you can access your funds in typically 24 hours. That's the power of us.
Have you tried the new Reese's Oreo cup? Totally delicious.
Oh my goodness, yes. Have you tried the new Reese's Oreo collab? We ate it on the show. You should definitely check it
That
out.
would have been a great editor to use Blink to. There was a pause there.
Pauses, like right now. That would have been a great. Pauses.
So that I have had people tell me in the comments on this, so much so that I've had many people in the comments on this video tell me how it's taking 5 times less time to edit a video because they're using it. So I highly recommend it, and yes, I got you an awesome deal using my link in the description and comment on this video. Now we have a big question to answer here. Why? Why should we be engineering authenticity? At some point, every creator reaches a point where they need to find more meaning and motivation behind what they're doing. I've seen the pattern time and time again, where a creator starts off, they're very excited, maybe they have a growth period, and there's this natural enthusiasm. And then for many, over a period of time, the enthusiasm, the rawness, the authenticity peters off over time. What can be done in those moments? In those moments, a creator can begin to engineer authenticity and get a more predictable energy output from themselves, but also a more predictable result from their audience. And like I said at the beginning, many creators take this concept of engineered authenticity and grow an entire massive multi-million subscriber channel just by doing this. In fact, while I was preparing this video, I found another channel that is absolutely exploding right now in the music space. This is an example of what one of their shorts looks like.
Hey Liv, welcome back. Liv, did you leave 5 comments on our newest video? When you leave 5 comments on our newest video on both channels, I will make you lead moderator over here at Sugi's Chocolate Factory forever.
Does it tell a compelling story? Yes, it does. All right, we need to talk the major pitfalls that I see creators fall into as they are attempting to engineer authenticity. I want to forewarn you about these things as you're testing it. First, engineering authenticity is a bit of a slippery slope. Using the creator Ryan Trahan again as an example, should the clips of him waking up in the morning not be included because they didn't happen exactly like that? Does including those clips make a better video? Is it wrong? Another example, if we're in the hunt for having the perfect take for our video, how many takes do we need before we get it just right? What if because of the sequencing of things you aren't able to capture that interesting moment that you wanted in your footage? Should it be staged? What I'm getting at here is it's a bit of a gray area, and one of the best ways I found to work around it is to set yourself some rules. These are the things that I will do, and these are the things that I
What
won't
video
do.
do you want me to comment on? Could you please comment on our Mr. Beast chocolate bar review? We ate Mr. Beast chocolate bar.
But then behind the scenes, they have a podcast called Ear Biscuits where they talk about the
Over at
It's a way of
ChocolateSugi's.
covering both bases. Next major issue that you might run into as you're attempting to do this is showing more rawness than is attractive in a piece of content. These are the things that not many people talk about, but you and I will because we're going there. Let's turn this into a story. I will often see a creator starts off, they're very much the reality side of things, and they include various forms of footage in their video. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. And as this creator is learning more about the platform, they'll start to see, when I do certain things, the audience drops off. Therefore, I'm going to start cutting back on these more raw moments. And then what will often happen is that creator will get lost in this pursuit of only keeping the most high retention moments in their footage. Until the creator watches a video like this, where someone says, hey, authenticity is winning over YouTube, it's the new thing. And then they go, oh yeah, I need to put raw stuff in. And then they go right back to putting too much raw. It is a...
What in the absolute fresh hell is this? Like, what is happening? So Gypsy Rose Blanchard has chosen to do a collab with another TikTok creator named Natalie Reynolds, who has about 6 million followers. What is Natalie known for, you ask? Oh, just coercing a mentally ill homeless woman to jump into a lake for $20 and then running away when she was struggling to come up from air. She's also known for copying pretty much every other content creator that posts a viral video. Basically, she's a serial rage baiter. What in the absolute...
The best engineering authenticity is either A, pointed out and acknowledged by the creator, or B, completely invisible. The engineered flow of the video is so effective that the viewer doesn't even realize, hey, there was already a camera in that room to capture that shot. In fact, the perfect pair for this engineering authenticity as you're applying it to your channel is this video.
Cat getting too cool. Give him Temptations dry cat though.
Have you ever looked at thumbnails like Mr. Beast or Mark Rober and thought, I could never do that? Or have you tried to up-level or improve your thumbnails and have your videos perform even worse after you attempted it? See, the good news here is you don't have to do either one. In fact, I'm here to tell you, you probably shouldn't even try. Because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you a new kind of thumbnail that is way more effective and so simple, I've given them the name Unthumbnails. Howdy, howdy, everyone. linked here. After reviewing thousands upon thousands of YouTube thumbnails, I have realized that they can all be placed on a scale. On one end of the scale, we have raw thumbnails, and on the other end, we have highly engineered thumbnails. So here's the thing. Many small to mid-sized YouTube channels are aware of this scale, if at least subconsciously, where on one end is the very raw, unpolished, and on the other end is the highly engineered. And many creators think, oh, in order to be successful, I need to create these highly engineered thumbnails. But what happens most of the time is that they arrive in this dead zone, where their thumbnails are actually worse than these other thumbnails on the scale. I'm going to show you the spectrum of thumbnails you could be making for your channel and point out why the unthumbnail is actually the superior choice for most YouTube creators. By the way, if you want a simple visual way to remember what I'm about to show you, you can join my group and I will send this to you. Print it off and stick it on your wall to remind you how to make thumbnails. When I walk through this spectrum of thumbnails, I need to provide a quick disclaimer. Each of these thumbnails can be successful depending on your audience expectations and the style that fits your content. And if after watching this you find that one of these thumbnail styles is crushing it for you already, please keep doing. Is that grammatically correct? Please keep doing. Please keep doing what's working. That is correct, right? Oh my gosh. No need to fix what isn't broken. But notably, for some of these, especially on the raw end of the spectrum, they don't perform consistently. So if you find yourself not having consistent results with your videos, listen up. Alright, starting left to right on this thumbnail spectrum, we have raw thumbnails. Thumbnails are exactly what they sound like. Raw, spontaneous, a screenshot, a single moment in the video, with not a lot of edits or changes to them after the fact. I've shown you this channel before. This is Daniel Thrasher. He's doing very well with this raw side of thumbnail. Like this one, when your superpower is really, really bad, it's almost exactly just a screenshot from the footage.
It is Taco Tuesday.
Some of these thumbnails still
Yes, it is. Yes,
raw
it
and
is.
thumbnail, but we'll get to
You
that.
guys have been enjoying the live streams. We have 10,000 views in the last
This one was recommended to me recently. It's
48
called
hours. I appreciate that. Over at ChocolateSugi's, our main channel.
What's happening here? It's just a moment from the video, and it's even got some what I think is called encoding blur on. So who should be using raw thumbnails the most for their videos? Well, because of the nature of raw thumbnails, they tend to be more sporadic or unpredictable. They rely entirely on the spontaneity of the raw image itself. It doesn't always connect or perform well with a smaller audience. So 9 times out of 10, to get consistent results with a raw thumbnail pattern, it has to be a larger channel with an already existing dedicated audience. Because, pausing for a random algorithm moment here, if the core audience enjoys the video, they're going to watch whatever video you publish, no matter what the thumbnail looks like. Even if the thumbnail looks totally absurd, they're still going to click on and watch that video. You've got that core set of data that the algorithm just eats up and loves. And if the algorithm doesn't have that core set of data from the core audience that's large enough, then that video will never spread very well, and it will probably be dead in the water, just like goldfish. In a nutshell, these raw thumbnails perform most consistently for these channels that have a sizable core audience that just like that raw style. Now let's swing to the other extreme of this scale, and that is the highly engineered thumbnail. These are the types of thumbnails that you most often see when you think of, ooh, eye-catching, flashy thumbnail. This is what we're looking at. Now there's a good chance that you're watching this could list off several channels off the top of your head that are doing these types of highly engineered thumbnails. Many of these highly engineered thumbnails almost transcend reality, and they often contain images that are highly manipulated or situations that didn't actually happen, but they're meant to represent something. Every highly engineered thumbnail still needs to tell a compelling story to be effective. It's not the polish itself that makes it a good thumbnail. But hold everything here, because here is where it starts to get tricky. Many small to mid-sized creators look at these highly engineered thumbnails and think, I need to make that. And on the journey of attempting to make a highly engineered thumbnail, they end up in the dead zone. Keeping in mind that the channels I'm about to show you are really awesome people. This channel, Day Home Decor, is doing really well, especially for the size of the channel, 1.85k subscribers. However, the thumbnails on this channel are in the dead zone. Let's pick on a few of these thumbnails to demonstrate them. Let's use this one as an example. New dining room set makeover reveal, main refresh. When we look at this thumbnail, the colors are all very similar on a similar spectrum across each of these images. There isn't necessarily a clear delineating line between each of the images, which leads the viewer's eyes to be confused. And then it's especially noticeable when you look at the thumbnails smaller on the screen. The font is harder to read with the background behind the font almost blending in with the rest rest of the image. Also, in this thumbnail, there are far too many words going on here and here to make it easily digestible. Now, before you go on and say, hey, this type of thumbnail works all the time in the decor space, I'm going to show you later on how I would fix this thumbnail using real examples from other decor channels. We'll get to that. Many of these thumbnails try to be visually interesting, but in the end, they end up being cluttered and not having a good focus. And unfortunately, there's a reason I call it the dead zone. It doesn't lead to as many clicks as it could. So what kinds of thumbnails are actually exploding the channels of small to mid-sized creators right now? Price we can go. Producing the unthumbnail. You might be thinking, okay, Nate, well, how do you know that these unthumbnails work? Recently, I conducted a study of thousands of YouTube videos. The purpose of that study was to find standout videos from fairly small YouTube channels that had been published recently. And I was originally looking at the titles on those videos. But guess what? Of that same data set, 72% of these standout explosive videos had unthumbnails on. That to me is not a fluke, that's a pattern. So what exactly is an unthumbnail? Let's break it down and look at some real examples so you can see it in action. Also, if you're anything like me, sometimes you'll hear information, but it's not as easy to recall it to memory, which is why I created this handy dandy thing. I'll send you to join the group. By the way, people that are already part of the Radical Creators group, I sent this to you just this week. Alright, here are the 4 simple ingredients that make up an unthumbnail. Number 1, use an original image or images. These are not stock images, they are original to each video produced. And the really effective images lean into raw, authentic images that are showing or demonstrating something. Next, you add subtle enhancements to those images, just like color correction, improving the lighting on one part and decreasing the lighting on another, just to enhance things. Next, most of the time, they include a short, compelling text. Think typically in the 2 to 4 words range that are clear and bold that portray the value of that video combined with the title of the video. Fourth, this one is optional only if it enhances the effect of the thumbnail, including familiar symbols. And these can include emojis, arrows, or other symbols that increase the clickability or the eye-catchiness of the thumbnail without distracting from the words. If that sounds simple, good. That's exactly what I wanted it to sound like. It is freaking powerful, which I'm about to demonstrate for you with some examples. I'm going to show you 2 channels that are dominating it with also showing their face in the thumbnail, and 2 other channels that are dominating it without showing their face in the thumbnail. This channel, Farmhouse on Boom. These thumbnails are quintessential on thumbnails. You'll notice a few things on each of these. They include some form of original image, and yes, these images are enhanced and color corrected. Each of those images typically include some sort of action or activity happening. Like this one, for example, lazy dinner ideas. The main character is holding what is presumably a pot of food. It's demonstrating with this original image, this is dinner. For this video, simplifying the summer as a family of 10. Again, we've got a lightly edited image that has some simple text on it. Now, a key thing to note here is even though it's called an unthumbnail, many times the original images used in the thumbnail are in fact staged images. As is the case with this video, this is probably a staged image to portray something. You'll notice that this part of the image down here is an original image. We've got some interesting line layering going on. Then we've got the text, old barn, new farm. And then this image over here is not native to this background image. It is in fact a separate image that has been juxtaposed over this image. But each image is an original photograph, and this one on the right is placed over it to give the impression of standing in front of this barn. This is what we need by taking original images and subtly enhancing them by placing them together. Another channel that absolutely crushes it with these unthumbnails is Ali Abdal. You'll notice with many of these, like this one, I'm starting a new series about financial time freedom. This thumbnail has been lightly enhanced. The image over here is slightly brighter than the background. You'll notice the background is slightly darkened. We don't know if this background back here is the same image as this image up here. Then simple text is added over here with a familiar symbol in the form of an arrow pointing to another familiar symbol slash part of the image that is a stack of books. Now, let's look at some that don't utilize showing a face as a main character in the thumbnails channel. Pick up Lines. If you look at many of their videos, many of them do feature a face as a main character in the thumbnail. However, many of them either don't show a face or have the face as a background character, as part of the background of the video. Take this one, for example, high protein meals, 30 gram plus protein meals for 30 days. With this one, the person's face is simply a background object right here for the framing of the food right here. And yes, this image has some subtle enhancements. The foreground is in focus and the background is blurred out back here. And then as with the other ones, we've got some simple text to add some additional layers of value portrayal for the thumbnail image. Here's another one that performed very well for this channel, almost 500,000 views on it. We've got simple text up here at the top, and then an original enhanced image here, and the remainder here and here is all the same image. Now for another example of a channel that doesn't show their face at all, we've got this one, Aussie Drongo. This one's in the gaming space, but you'll notice an interesting thing with each of these thumbnails. The background image on each of these is a screenshot from the footage of the video itself. We've got an enhanced image that's the screenshot from the footage. We've got a familiar symbol right here, as well as other familiar symbols. Then we've got some simple text. AOE 4 is the video game, and then Season 11 is the only thing that would make this thumbnail better is if it had a YouTube like or something like that. Thank you for moving the like button on this video if it's been helpful and eye-opening to you thus far. So I hope thus far you're getting this, that thumbnails are actually simpler to make. So let's answer that question we brought up earlier. If you find yourself especially in the dead zone, you fix it. First, join the group because it's awesome and it's free, but also I will send you this you can then print off and stick on your wall. Next, you can use this video you're watching right now as a guide to audit your own channel. Let's talk about how to fix dead zone thumbnails if you find yourself there. For this channel, let's look at some examples here. I pulled up another. If you look at this thumbnail versus this thumbnail, there are some subtle differences. On this one, each item is just slightly easier to see and understand. Same goes with thumbnails like this one or this one, with what I would argue is the big value on this thumbnail being the text demonstrating how to decorate like a pro on a budget. It's clearly explaining, here's what you're going to get out of this video. Now what about this channel? How would we turn these thumbnails into unthumbnails? Well, I pulled up some examples. Forgecast 850 are way outpunching their weight class in terms of the size of their channel and the amount of viewership they are getting. This thumbnail is borderline on a raw thumbnail because of how pixelated and raw the background image looks. But what they are doing is they've got large text, pickled pig's feet, and a clear emotion going on over here. So for each unknown, a simple change that could be made is simply having the characters being larger in the frame and clearer to understand. Here's another one from that same example channel. Again, we've got an original image with some subtle enhancement. The green toxic smoke coming out of this can. And then the text, canned snails, this guy's face, and it's just selling that video. Or another angle that could be taken with this try and roast foods. For this channel, the boys, we've got this thumbnail. Large, disgusting, emotional face, familiar object, and an arrow, and then an original image that's probably not the same image as the face, but it has been zoomed in to show the disgusting food that they're about to test. Find that you're not currently doing on thumbnails, but what you are doing is not performing as you would like it to. I highly recommend you test them. And also, remember that deep dive I talked about earlier where I analyzed thousands of YouTube videos to find the titles that were standing out? The reality of the matter is, thumbnails, even thumbnails, are just one side of the coin of good packaging. And if you want to know what kinds of titles are absolutely crushing it right now on YouTube,
Hey, Alexis.
welcome back. There's nothing else you draw from this video. I want it to be this. Each length of YouTube video on this platform corresponds with an audience perception of value before they watch that video. Howdy, howdy, everyone. Yes, behind me, I got a branch.
Please hit that like button. Thank you.
So, look at this. This particular video was requested multiple times by many viewers and clients with a wide variety of channel sizes. So what we're going
Welcome back to the show.
Behind me, I got a brand spanking new whiteboard. My desktop is recovering. I got straight out of space. So look at this. This particular video was requested multiple times by many viewers and clients with a wide variety of channel sizes. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to walk you through exactly what length of video you should be choosing for any given piece of content that you're considering producing. This comes from my observations of thousands upon thousands of YouTube channels, as well as working directly with many clients in a wide variety of channel sizes. And I've even added a second camera angle here because I like to add variety, but also I have updated my template to reflect what I'm about to show you here. So as we jump into this, you're going to want to get my completely customized free template. I'll put it in the pinned comment and the description on this video, and follow along as you are planning out your next video. So let's do this. It's teacher mode with my awesome pointer here. Every video on YouTube, the length of video you choose starts first with what I call the host position. How you position your content within your channel and on the YouTube platform. So here's the method I came up with here. Every piece of content on the YouTube platform fits into one of four positions: hero, performer, commentator, or teacher. And it depends on which position you choose for your channel.
Introducing business essentials from US Bank with no monthly maintenance fee checking and card payment processing.
What length of videos you will want to publish on your channel. That is why this currently lives on the same board as the video lengths here. So let's talk about what these positions even mean. Alright, if you have your content position as a hero, what that means is you are the one within your videos that are experiencing the thing. You're the person that is having the experience, and you're bringing your audience along for that experience. Think of channels like these, where each video is, I experienced this thing, or I tried this certain thing. That is a hero position channel. Alright, let's talk performer position. This is where you're creating original content. Typically, it's fully original content that has the primary goal of entertaining your audience, not necessarily to teach them a skill.
Liv, I see your comment. You still can't find the Mr. Beast chocolate bar video. I'm going to show you where it is. I'm going to show you what it looks like
of that channel, as well as
on
the
my
content
iPad.
on that channel, are meant
I
primarily
got
to
you.
be a performance for the audience. Alright, let's talk teacher channel. A teacher position channel looks like this, where most or all of the videos on the channel are intended to help the audience accomplish something. Like there's a certain skill set that the audience is trying to accomplish. They're showing them how to do things. Alright, you got that? It's time to talk commentator channel. This is where you are providing an outside perspective on an already existing piece of content or already existing events. So a commentator position channel might look like this, where the majority of the content is either a reaction or it's providing commentary on news or other events that happen outside of the
It's
realm
called
of that
Mr.
channel.
Beast.
Now, why does choosing a position for your content matter so much, and especially why does it matter as related to video length?
1 second.
Because of this, I've spent considerable time observing channels, and one of the questions that I'll often ask myself is, why are the views on this channel that I'm looking at right now so inconsistent? And if anyone watching this can relate with that feeling, where you get one video that gets, let's say, 5,000 views, and then the next video is 100,000, and then the next video is 20,000, this might be happening to you. Very often, it's because the host of that channel doesn't have this dialed in. They don't know exactly why their audience is there. You see, the idea behind
Mr.
choosing
Beast
a host
peanut
position
butter.
is creating safety with your audience. When your content is predictable and they know what the relationship between
Hey, I'm
the brand
going on the
and your
next
content
live.
is,
I have
they
to
feel
go
safe,
down to my
and therefore
grandma's
it
house.
motivates
Okay,
you
check
to
out our
make content
playlists.
much more
Check out our
consistent.
playlist
Let
while
me
you're
know
at your
if you want an
grandma's.
entire video just
Hi, I
about
commented
this
on the
content.
Feastable video.
I'll do it.
Thanks.
So let's start diving
Thanks,
into
Liv. You
the
found it?
lengths here.
Okay,
First,
I'm going to
let's
make you
explain
lead
some principles that
moderator
are
over
important.
here
Principle one, I
at
explained at the beginning of this
Sugi's
video.
Chocolate
Every
Factory.
video length on YouTube, any length that you can choose to publish a long-form video on this platform, or shorts, honestly, which by the way, there's a bonus in here.
Thank you for joining
Every
the
video
Chocolate
published
Factory,
on the
guys.
YouTube platform corresponds with a perception of value. Depending on what length you choose, and you can bet that your audience is savvy enough to judge your piece of content before they watch it based on how long it is. It's one of many factors, but it's one that nobody talks about. I have never seen anyone make a video about this specifically. Which brings us to principle 2 here, and that is the video length that you select for your content needs to match your audience expectations before they click. So like I mentioned, we're going to talk primarily about long form videos, but then we're going to have a bonus about shorts at the end. Okay,
it is time to talk about what each of these video lengths mean. Each of these corresponds with a number of minutes. 0 minutes to 4 minutes, 4 to 6, etc., on down the line. Oh yes, and I wanted to mention that the template that I put together for this, that I've recently updated to match this, should be used like this. What you want to do is add your next video idea to the production tab, copy over the template, and it will look like this. At the top, you're able to put your desired video length for that video, but then below it, each of the
Hey
boxes
Liv, I made you
or
lead
rows
moderator.
represents another concept
Please
or a
make sure
section
you
of
are
time. So each of those
reporting
boxes
back
can
to
be
me
used
of
to
what's
plan
going
out
on in the
roughly
chat
30 to 60
and that
seconds
you
of the final video that you
comment on
publish.
each
Go
one
ahead
of our
and add more
uploads.
boxes
I
according to
love you so
and what
much
that
for
does is
all
it
your
helps you keep
support.
on track
You
as
are
we are going
loyal,
through each of
and
these
I
video lengths. Each of
definitely
these corresponds with
will
a zone.
always
This will
reward
help you
loyalty.
remember which length to choose for your next video. And remember, each of these I'm talking about right now are long form standard videos on the YouTube platform. I'm not talking about YouTube Shorts yet. This one, 0 to 4 minutes, is what I call the meme zone. They tend to be more and you can bet that your audience is savvy enough to judge your piece of content before they watch it based on how long it is. It's one of many factors, but it's one that nobody talks about. I have never seen anyone make a video about this specific thing. Which brings us to principle 2 here, and that is the video length that you select for your content needs to match your audience expectations before they click. So like I mentioned, we're going to talk primarily about long form videos, but then we're going to have a bonus about shorts at the end. Okay, it is time to talk about what each of these video lengths mean. Each of these corresponds with a number of minutes. 0 minutes to 4 minutes, 4 to 6, etc., on down the line. Oh yes, and I wanted to mention that the template that I put together for this, that I've recently updated to match this, should be used like this. What you want to do is add your next video idea to the production tab, copy over the template, and it will look like this. At the top, you're able to put your desired video length for that video, but then below it, each of the boxes or rows represents another concept or a section of time. So each of those boxes can be used to plan out roughly 30 to 60 seconds of the final video that you publish. So go ahead and add more boxes according to what you need. And what that does is it helps you keep on track as we are going through each of these video lengths. Each of these corresponds with a zone. This will help you remember which length to choose for your next video. And remember, each of these I'm talking about right now are long form standard videos on the YouTube platform. I'm not talking about YouTube Shorts yet. This one, 0 to 4 minutes, is what I call the meme zone. They tend to be more entertainment focused, quick laugh, or a quick moment from a video, etc. The 0 to 4 minute or meme zone is interesting because it almost always corresponds to the performer position. They almost always have an intent to entertain or create a quick laugh with the audience. And this is mostly because, well, what would you think if you saw a video on YouTube and it was called The Complete Beginner's Guide to Getting Started Gardening? Everything you need to know. And it was 2 minutes long. You see what I'm saying here? This is what is going on right now. This is why we're talking about all of these, all right? You ready? Let's talk about some more. Let's talk the 4 to 6 minute area. This is what I call the moment zone. The moment zone is distinct from the meme zone because in general, the moment zone fits a lot more types of content, a lot more types of positions. However, and this comes from a lot of observation and pattern recognition, etc., like I mentioned earlier on, as well as producing various types of content, both for myself and with clients. Most of the time, this area is still kind of off limits for most positions. I say this for many of the same reasons that I was mentioning earlier. If you saw a complete beginner's guide to learning Portuguese and it was 5 minutes long, you might be suspicious. You might think, do you really have enough time to tell me everything I need to know in 5 minutes? And toasting Thomas is bricky. Thanks, Tom. Huzzah!
Design your dreams. Apollo 67, the new mode of Fun Extremes. Ralph Lauren.
I don't know. So I almost called this zone the dead zone because many creators just should avoid this video length. Why? Because it's almost always better to go a little bit longer to this zone or this zone. So again, the moment zone tends to be best for performer channels. Yet again, there are a few more. You'll see a few more of the commentator and hero areas, not nearly as much in the teacher space because usually value in the teacher space means I'm going to deliver something of value.
How am I doing today?
Let's move on to this next area, 6 to 8. So
We're applying for jobs, editing, making videos for you. We do have a new video live at ChocolateSugi.
When you make a video that is 6 to 8 minutes long, it typically can perform well
if you're watching the playback, check out our Taco Tuesday meal prep.
Performing or if you're doing a hero type of video. Here's why I call it the rare zone. Most channels that reach this point, the 6 to 8 minute point, think, you know, I could just go a little bit longer and get mid-roll ads. As of right now, as of recording this, the requirement for mid-roll ads on YouTube and therefore more ad revenue is 8 minutes. So the thing about the rare zone is it's allowable, especially if the video you're producing makes sense for that length. Like if you don't have that much more to say to warrant at least an 8-minute video, please don't make it that long just to get the mid-roll ads. So for a hero or performer channel, if you make something in the rare zone here, it's typically for an interesting moment, like a single moment that doesn't necessarily have to be longer than any of these other lengths, but it's still worth the while. But as you start getting into the commentator or teacher position, this is where this video length starts to look really good for little updates. Like if there's a news update or something of note and you just want to get a video out there really quick and talk about what's going on in it, rare zone's pretty good for that. You're going to start seeing these all over the place, by the way, as you're watching YouTube. You're going to start going through like, oh my gosh, oh, that fits in that zone. Or you'll publish a video and you'll think, oh, maybe that's why it didn't do as well, because I didn't put it in the right zone. And this is also a good point as I dramatically walk up to the camera here to invite you to boop the like button. If this video has just blown your mind thus far, it gives you some really good insights on what to do with your next videos. Thank you for doing that. Let's move on to the next zone. Standard. Yes, that's how you spell it. Yeah, that's how you spell standard. I call this the standard zone because, well, you probably see a lot more videos in this area simply because of the 8-minute mid-roll ad requirement, but also it fits pretty darn well for any of these types. The standard zone is the zone where teacher channels really start to shine. Because of how expectations have been set up with the YouTube audience, because of what they're used to, it's in this zone that people start to feel like that represents a good, solid video. That represents an entire concept and with enough time to explain it sufficiently for my needs. It also represents enough time to tell a good story if you're a hero, or to give a good performance or a good commentary for either of these. The caution here, as with any of these positions or video lengths, is again, don't just make a video just because you want it to be a certain length. And this is a good point to start talking more about audience expectations. I remember the first time I started getting an inkling that something like this was going on. I don't remember the exact video, but I remember looking at the video, looking at how it was packaged, the title and the thumbnail. I think it was a teacher position video. And I remember thinking, that video is only 5 minutes long. That's not enough time to deliver what I would expect out of that video. Based on how it's positioned with its packaging, that's not enough time. So here's the thing you and I need to keep in mind here. What is going on in your audience mind before they click on the video? They might be weighing your video against their, let's say, their lunch break. Or maybe it's the type of video, maybe more down here, where they're thinking, do I need to actually sit down at a TV to watch this video with my family? They're also wondering if you're going to boop the like button on this video or not. Yes, I did that twice in the same video. Yeah. Okay, it's time to talk about 12 to 16 minutes. This is what I call this stretch. So
I have to eat dinner and then shower, and how much longer can I stay here? Oh my goodness, what are you eating for dinner? Please take a picture and post it on our community page. We want to see what you're munching on. I love you for watching, Liv.
basketball's biggest stars take the court with the Disney Plus Hulu ESPN bundle. Stream the NBA's most marquee matchups all season, including the NBA Finals, plus everything on all of ESPN's networks and services.
It is time to get
I'm
off.
surrounded by champions
And
here.
the greatest stories from Disney Plus and Hulu.
Like a storm no one saw coming.
Hang on.
Dynasty and streaming starts now. Get it all with the all-new Disney Plus Hulu ESPN bundle.
I just go on there, just get inspired.
I opened this last night and it still has some fizz.
Pictures, videos. The one that I go to YouTube is that's that.
In your video against their, let's say, their lunch break. Or maybe it's the type of video, maybe you want to actually sit down at a TV and watch this video with my family. They're also wondering if you're going to move the like button on this video or not. Yes, I did that twice. Okay, it's time to talk about 12 to 16 minutes. This is what I call this, the stretch zone. It is named thus because many videos that fit in the standard zone can also fit in the stretch zone. It's just, it needs a little bit more time. It needs just a little bit more to deliver the value or whatever is promised by the positioning. Just needs a little bit more time to deliver that same thing. The interesting thing at this point, however, is if you are finding yourself in the performer position, if that's how you look at this and you say, yeah, that's my channel. Once you start getting into the stretch zone, you start to get into a little bit of a dip.
Try and beat him with the
Anyway. Yeah, girl, you must have money because we spent $150 on here. That first fight was fantastic. These alone are $25 a piece.
So with videos that are intended primarily to entertain an audience, you start to notice something interesting. Either you gotta stay in this area and just create a really good video that's fairly fast-paced and delivers, etc. Or, and you'll see this as you look at YouTube after watching this video, you're gonna start seeing this, or you jump this entirely and go right into 20.
Cardi B is a Grammy-winning artist, trendsetter, cultural icon, and one of the most influential voices in music today. Yeah, today we are so happy she is taking a break from her sold-out Little Miss Drama tour to tell us about an exciting new venture. Welcome back. Cardi, you were here, like, you told me it was 5 months ago? Yeah, like about 5 months ago. Since then, you announced you were pregnant, you had a baby, you went on a sold-out tour. Yeah. What is going on?
You know what? I feel like I almost had a baby like a year ago, and I feel like sometimes it's like, wait, I just had a baby before. Girl, that's like so much.
I had 3 kids, and I remember my first son. I didn't go outside. I had a nursing with stains on it. I didn't go outside for like 3 months.
That was my first baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
That was
bro.
still my first baby. So now you're a mom of 4. So wait, what are their ages now? You have your...
I
so much. So this is why we love you. First of all, we're going to talk about your hair for in just a second because my whole hair squad, everybody knows about how fabulous it is. And they believe you because they've seen your journey.
I love you for watching. We're gonna eat some hot crunchy curls over at ChocolateSugi's. We're gonna eat some hot crunchy curls over at ChocolateSugi's. Check out our hot crunchy curls on my phone.